Hello. All right, guys. Oh God, I need a haircut. Hello. Sorry, just gonna stretch out for a minute. There we go. Crack a few bones here and there. Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burger's Art. And welcome back to another edition of Sunday Night Stream. And it is kind of odd because it is October, and I should be doing different things than what I'm doing right now. So, what I mean by that is this. First things first, happy October. And normally, I will be at least roughly a week in, if I didn't miss all my days. I would usually be a week in of my Inktober, which is, for those of you who might not know, a thing they do, a thing many artists do, where every day of the week of October, they do an ink drawing, usually traditional, and there's a prompt for it on Instagram every year. I started doing this a few years back to just get better at just doing inking without relying on whiteout, or, you know, if it makes a mistake, it makes a mistake, you know, just let it land where it lands. And it really helped. It really helped me get really loose and just kind of enjoy the process. This year, I mean, we're already 1 week into October. I've been sick this week. Nothing horrible, but enough to like just throw me completely out of whack. And on top of that, like, I just couldn't really do the whole setup. You know, get my art table ready and everything. It was a big mess. Because I've been busy with other projects, though. I have been doing other projects. So, what these projects are? Well, first things first. Me and Mama Burgos, celebrated her 70th birthday. My mom could still do jumping jacks. And we, as a family, got together. You know, a small gathering, but it was nice. I'm gonna lower this background music. Why is this background music? There we go. Lower that background music. But yeah, we celebrated my mom's birthday. My Halloween costume, my Halloween / Comic-Con costume is pretty much all done. I'm just want to add a few more details as the week goes in. Little panel lines and things like that. I talked about that last stream I did. I actually was going through the Comic-Con list in terms of panels. I'll be at Comic-Con Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't have a table. I'll be enjoying Comic-Con Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I went through all the panels and stuff that was happening Friday. Not much. I don't know, the panels have been kind of light. So basically I make a list of things I want to see that are time-based. And then in between that, I walk around Artist Alley. I walk around the vending floor. So I made a list of, I went through the whole Friday. And then later on, maybe tomorrow, I'll go through Saturday and Sunday and just make a list of things I want to see. Regretfully, like, the big push this year just seems to be nothing but not even autographs, photographs. Like, this whole year, it's like, oh, okay, photograph and move. Because granted, that's the quickest way to make money. There's a lot of people I wanted to get autographs from. Ron Perlman's going to be there. Just a number of people are going to be there. But a lot of them are just doing photographs, not autographs. But that's that. In terms of artwork, once again, there's the costume I'm doing and the toy design we're going to be approaching today. Today we're doing something different. I'm showing you my limited, but slowly getting better, 3D sculpting skills. I use SketchUp, as you can see in the little corner right there. Yep, I use SketchUp. It's free. I should just buckle down and pay for the basic version. Now I can have the bells and whistles. I'm gonna do that. I might as well just do that at this point. Great for architecture, really good for mechanical stuff like this. So I use SketchUp for a lot of my transformer designs because I think a lot about how it works as opposed to how it just looks. In time, soon enough, I will learn more 3D sculpting skills for more organic shapes, and I will just start doing my toys from scratch. Today, we are doing the mechanics that I will then sculpt on top of for a humanoid transforming character. Some of you may remember I have a few toys I've done, customized toys where I take like other figurines and break them apart and sculpt it over them, called the Pact. P-A-C-T, the Pack. To make a pact. By the way, my nose is a little stuffy if I sound weird. On my YouTube channel, you can see videos of toys of like people that are usually carrying extra weight on them. They're carrying a bag, they have a big book bag, they have a luggage, and that extra mass lets me have space to transform the toys. It's a challenge for me. Can I make a humanoid figurine that looks human but still transforms into a kind of monster, a parasitic creature? So it's usually like someone carrying for example, I made one where it's a little kid carrying this giant cello case on his back, and the cello case just unfurls and it basically becomes a giant scorpion. So the kid's legs are the claws, and the rest of his body is just consumed by the scorpion. But a lot of that was all sculpted by hand. Old school sculpting, like even the mechanics. And I'm like, you know what? I got a 3D printer, and why not just like do the mechanics, the really fine mechanics, the things that have to be like perfectly aligned. Do that in SketchUp. Print them out and then sculpt on top of it, and after that I could just do molds of it. That's like old school ways of doing it, as opposed to now where everything is completely done in 3D. So that's what we're doing today. I don't know if you can see this. This is kind of a double joint. This is what you kind of see in the picture over here. It is this almost T shape. It has a hinge going this way and a hinge going up. Hey, intern. And the whole thing collapses on itself, and it does that. That's what you're looking at here. Or rather, this is the starting point. So let me switch. Let me grab a few things here. So these stupid things. I decided to go from scratch when it comes to these. So I got distracted. I saw something on the side of my screen. I got distracted. I decided to go from scratch when it comes to working on these transforming humanoid characters. These humans that become monsters. And the thing is, I said, okay, fine. We're not using customized figurines. We're doing it from scratch. I gotta pick a style. These are going to be done in 5 inches tall, limited articulation, kind of like 90s, 80s toys, kind of like the Ghostbuster toys. Pretty much that was like the influence for it. So I got some 5-inch figurines. This is a random Batman figurine, Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton, and this is a Xena figurine, Legend of Xena. And I found that they matched that size scale. I did some quick rubber molding and produced these plastic pieces. So I basically sometimes I'll use this figurine and I'll chop into it and sculpt around it. So ideally, just to have a visual, this is what we're working with. This kind of size, right? So I'll make the mechanical parts, print them out, maybe even gut this guy out, like grind them down and gut him out to assemble him with the mechanical parts, and then sculpt over it and to make these characters. And that's the idea. So let me switch over to internet. Make sure, how much can you see of the screen? Okay. Alright. So here we go. So what I was holding in my hand, that little tiny thing, is this, which is why I like to print it out, because you zoom in so much on the computer, you forget the scale you're working with. So can you? So on the left side here, you have this cross beam with a little door hinge, kind of like a hinge on it. That is basically going to be the collarbone. That's going to sit on his collarbone. Next to that is the hinge that attaches to that. And next to that is the other hinge with extensions I've added. So essentially, from his collarbone, he has a double hinge like a tie that also has this thing sticking out the front. And that thing is going to be sculpted into this kind of really creepy looking bird face. So that's kind of like the front of the beak, the top and bottom is kind of like triangular top and triangular bottom, like beak that kind of snaps. And that double hinge, so that whole piece is going to be covered by another piece. And when you remove first piece, the one on his chest folds out and will cover the face. So he's basically like, imagine carrying a box with a mask in it. And when we remove the box, the mask flips on and becomes the guy's face. That is this whole mechanic. And all of this right here. Let me see. Let me see if you can see my. You can see my cursor. Yeah, everything covering right here is gonna be sculpted over. This is the open mouth, and this part here will cover his face. All right. Oh, I just saw a bunch of people jump in. Hey, hey. Hey, good to have you. Good to see you, Red. Yeah, I'm just kind of right now explaining what's going on with what's the plan for tonight. So this, I'm really happy with. This is, you have a wall. You have a double hinge. And then you have the front hinge, like a door hinge. So this is one side of the box. So this almost pyramid, almost triangle. What's the word called? It's technically, we see 1, 2, 3. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided. It's an odd octagon, odd pentagon. I forget. But this will flip forward. This side flips over. This piece right here flips over. And you notice how this slice matches the angle of the beak, because the front of the beak will be like right here where the box is at, right in the front. So it just kind of goes in the beak, on top beak, bottom beak, and they slide out. And they slide out because the boxes, the sides of the boxes, are going to completely fold over the arms of the figurine. So he's going to have a bird face, and his arms are going to have giant claws. That's the idea. So let's go down the list. In SketchUp, there are ways to like do things to make sure, because once two objects touch in SketchUp, they like get snapped together, and once you move one, it stretches. So let's make sure that doesn't happen. So I'm gonna highlight this. I'm gonna call it Make Group. So now, a little bit of tutorial for some of you. Now that it's a group, this could bump into other objects and it won't pull on it. Everything here, that's a group. That's a group. That's a group. That's a group. So all of these individual pieces are grouped. So even though they're all touching, they're not going to damage anything. And this should work. And yeah, I know like, why is this for Halloween? Well, because they're making monster figurines. Why not? This is gonna be a monster dude. And like I said, maybe one day when I have the skill, this whole thing will be sculpted. Like not just the mechanics, it will all be sculpted. But right now, it's mechanical sculpture, print it out, sculpt over that by hand, and then make some molds of it, make copies of it. Oh, I've also done an indent on this wall. So when I go to sculpt with clay, it has like stick it in there. It has a little spot to stick onto. I need to do the same for this guy. So this whole collection right here. Where's my water? I left my water. It's gonna be doubled. I'm gonna flip the whole thing over so both boxes come together. Now comes the annoying part of finding ways for it to clip together. Because the friction joints should work, but I need to make sure it all clips together. That's the real annoyance. Question is how to do that. Okay. So take I have ideas. I'm debating like how many points of connection do I have to do to make it all snaps together? That way it doesn't just flop around with flaps everywhere. Anyone who's ever had a transformer that, like, I don't know, like, you know, Optimus Prime's freaking trailer that then transforms on top of him. Like, there's so many flipping parts. Okay, so first things first, grab this corner. No! Dang it. There we go, right there. You see how it says red access? Because, where are you? Forgive all the dotted lines. If you can see all these dotted lines, it's because it's, those are like me mapping out certain parts of it. You can see right here, there's a blue line, there's a red line, and going that way is a green line. So I like SketchUp because it helps you stick to all these mathematical angles. So if you move an object and you want to move it perfectly, like parallel or whatever to where you're moving, it'll tell you if you're on that axis. Because it's really easy to look at the screen and think you're moving sideways, and in truth you're moving like diagonal. It's just that you're trying to view something in 3 dimension on a 2D screen. Everything really clips. It snaps to. There you go. If you use Photoshop, it snaps to the angles. It snaps to a certain grid. Let me think. Now, if I put a peg right here, to attach to a hole in here, this peg is going to be sticking out on top, and it's going to be bumping into this beak. So I'm thinking, the other option is, so the option we have is, this is our top piece. This right here touches this right here. I just gotta find out how to do the peg. How to do this damn peg. Might not even have to, really. It's really annoying. Yeah, it really comes down to how many connecting points I have to make it hold together, and if I need those connecting points at all. Like, will the friction of the toy just hold it together? Plus 3D printing isn't 3D printing with PLA. It's not injection molding, so there's always going to be something a little off. Like injection molding, like all the tiny pegs match perfectly when you print, if you get the mold correctly. Okay, so we're going to explode that. Explode means it is now open to the world. So you know what? Let me see. Let me get a ruler. First, let me click away. That way I can see what I'm doing. Because I have it at a freaking angle now, which is weird. Let's see if the ruler works for me. Let me see, that was 1, 2. I'm measuring everything in millimeters. So that's 1 millimeter from the center, 1 millimeter for the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Is that right? That can't be right. 4.5. That's 4.5. That's too much. Back it up. I'm just trying to find an anchor point, like a center point. Try to keep everything as center as possible. So 4 millimeter. That's 4 millimeter. There we go. That's 2. Grab this. Use P for pull. And 1, 2. Only want it 2 out. And my hope is that I can make a perfect mark on this, on the wall, for where that peg is gonna go, but on top, right here, I gotta do a slit. But I gotta make sure that it matches up though. Okay, so this is a real issue. Just trying to get everything to match up correctly. So let's see. Where's my ruler? That's the center. Okay. Let's explode that too. Explode. You guys probably can't see that because it's too far to the side. Sorry about that. But yeah, but these are the mental gymnastics that I go through for this. Intersection. 1, 2. I'm gonna do 2.5. Yeah. Okay. The thickness of this wall. Two. So the peg is 2 and the wall is 2. Screw it, make it 3. There we go. That's 3. So I made the hole 0.5 millimeter bigger than the peg because 3D printing is kind of weird, so it might be a little loose, but it'll still slot and it won't slide around. That's the idea. Knowing my luck, I should have kept it at exactly a circle, but we'll see. Exactly 2 millimeters. We'll see about that. So that's that, right? Now comes the interesting part. Let's make this a group again. So what we're going to do now is rotate everything to their closed position and then see how it all pegs. Highlight that. Not you, not you. Just make you a group. Make a group. Okay. Okay, first things first, rotate. So that goes up 90. That's how that looks. That's the green. Okay. Now that. Then move it on the blue axis. There we go. Now, mind you, I had to learn all this. I wasn't even. Oh, wait, am I doing? What am I doing wrong on this? I'm doing something wrong. I'm looking at my actual, like, physical version of it. Huh. Why did I do it like that? Something's not right. Ah, shoot. This wall should be higher. Yeah, this wall should be higher up. Sorry, this wall right here, this whole centerpiece should be up in front of this piece when it's in this state, when it's in this position. Yeah, something's misaligned. Just don't know what it is. That's the issue. Getting everything aligned is like, oh, such a pain. Okay, let's keep doing rotations, and maybe I'm just like looking at it wrong. I don't want to start re-editing stuff. I could just be looking at it wrong right now. It's a lot of mental gymnastics. Just looking for that little anchor point right there. There you go. Nope, that's not right. Nope. That's another thing. Like, you have to get just the right angle to grab something. Like, see how the symbol is red? That means it's rotating on that particular axis. I'm trying to get it to grab at a different axis. Fine, have it this way. You know what? When in doubt, use the flip tool. Back. It's not the flip tool. Flip tool's not helping us. Okay. Fine. Have it your way. $180. There we go. Is that right? Look down the slot. Woo! Yep, everything's good. Okay. Now what did I do wrong here? There we go. So that is what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, I screwed up somewhere. Yeah, I screwed up somewhere. Okay, I wanted this with now has a hole in it. I wanted this to be up higher. But we could see now where everything's supposed to fit, which I'm kind of okay with. So we could correct it now in this state, but this is it. This is what it's going to look like. I don't like the fact that it has a hole in it. I mean, in the end, it's this little box. So the hole is going to be like literally just like super tiny anyway. And I want to give myself space right here, so I have room to sculpt. And then on the side, like basically this blue box is the whole head. It's going to be sculpted around this mechanism. And then you have this spot next to that, which is where the claw is going to sit. So the claws are going to flip out. But okay, so we'll do some adjustments. Nothing crazy. We'll do some adjustments right now. I'm going to explode that. Let's do one line there. So you see how, I don't know if you can see in the camera, it's the line I just did looks a little sideways, but it was on the red axis. So technically I know that's a straight line. It just, once you slightly rotate the camera, now you see it straight. That's, you know, that's kind of the issue with these pieces. Like sometimes it's a little hard to see exactly what you're doing without these guides, because, you know, 2D to 3D, you know, I gotta wear a VR helmet to like really do this stuff half the time. Midpoint, no. There we go. That's that. Let me better position this so you can see what I'm doing. Sorry, just thinking to myself. Okay, yeah. Don't mind me. Just thinking out loud. Thinking. Yeah, okay. Give me that. And now I use this metal nails, like really like fine metal nails as pins for all of this. And if I wanted to, yeah. That covers the front. There we go. Okay, let me make sure to group this again before I unlock anything else. If I unlock something, if I explode one shape next to a shape that's already also exploded, they'll just instantly merge together. Such a pain. So make group, and that's that. Now this, going to explode that. That's what I'm saying there. Going to explode. So the bottom's fine. Bottom is where I want it to be. And yes, originally I was going to do what you see on top, this double hinge on the bottom. But I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that. It's like, you don't need to see every single angle of the toy. It's just going to, as long as this top flap flips over, it will cover the human hands. Besides, it also gives me space to kind of like sculpt extra stuff if I want to. That's that. So the double hitch comes over. It will plug it into that slot when the door swings open, and it will secure the hand, and when it's closed, it will secure that. Yas, yas, yas. I'm debating if I should pull this back a little bit. Or leave this. Nah, leave it for sculpting. Yeah, I leave that little gap. I can always sculpt in there and sand it down. I can just leave it for space for sculpting. Make a group. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I should just leave it all together, that way I know exactly what I'm looking at. Explode that for a minute. Alright, what's the midpoint on you, baby? Baby. You are 27 millimeters across. That's the center point. The only thing I like about this, if you watch the ruler travel on this one continuous line, that little blue dot is the center of that. So this is 27 across, which means it's 13.5. For 27, it is 13.5, I think. But automatically it tells you that's the center point. So I'm gonna just drag out a guide that's about. Nope, didn't do it for me. Come on, grab that. Thank you. Come on, make a guide. Now I'll just use the rectangle tool then. So this is making a box. I'm just making another peg because it's gonna have to connect to another piece that's opposite it. So how about no, not two. Let's there we go. We're gonna make this. So the length of this side is 4 millimeters. You can probably see that. So we're gonna make it at 3. Make this a 3 millimeter peg. Pull it out. 1, 2. Should I? I'm debating if I should just do a peg on one side and a slat on the other, or do peg and slat and peg. So, double it, slat and peg, slat and peg. I'm just thinking about that now. It's the whole like asymmetrical versus symmetrical, To the top may be asymmetrical. Which I have to like accept. Like I have a bunch of transformer toys where the legs come together, but to be honest, like one side has holes and one side doesn't. Like it doesn't always have to have like one peg slot, one peg slot. Like I could, you know, it's like it's fine. It's fine, Dante. Fine. And you know what? Let's do 2 and 2. That way nothing's too thin. There we go. So that's that. And then, much like how there's an indent on this wall here to give me room for whatever I want to sculpt, let's do the same thing for this guy. How much room did I give this? 1.5. Okay. That was 1.5, so 1.5. That didn't work. 1.5. That's an annoyance. Like, I have to hold the ruler and then type in the amount to get it just right. But if the ruler moves, like, it resets the amount. I don't know, it's kind of weird. How much am I removing from this? Yeah, right? I guess I'll just go to the end. Why not? Grab this. Sink it in. Ooh, I can't. Because the peg is there. That's right, the peg is there. I can't move it because it's bumping into the peg that's right here. So I have to fudge that. Where are you? You're like bring it out about 6. 6 by 3. Now let's see if it lets me do it. 1, 2. Yeah, because let's take a little look. If I delete this, I could bring it in more. I could definitely bring that in more. Go back. One, 2. I'm going to give myself enough room to do as much. Yeah, I'm going to give myself enough room to do sculpting as possible. That's why I'm making these indents as. There we go. Yeah. So we're looking at here. I just deleted the top. I deleted the top so you can see right inside of it. When it's this grayish blue color, that's like the underside of what you're looking at. And over here where it's getting kind of stripy, that's because 2 objects are touching like right against each other. Yeah. Save. Now normally, I as of recently, when I did the last few Transformers I did, like with my new 3D printer, I like planned it. Planned it. Like I went nuts trying to do everything ahead of time because I know myself. Once I get started, I'll get partway through and be like, oh, but if I did it this way, and then I start trying to change it, and it's like, that's the problem with this. I had to like, I just had to jump into it, because no matter how much I planned it, until like I actually did some physical stuff, like planning it mentally takes a lot more time and mental power, but it's still better. It's doing it this way helped, because I could physically see it, I could put it together. I got enough, like, I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's only like 5 millimeters, half a centimeter, but it's enough open space where I can still put a little bit of clay in there and do some sculpting. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do. Okay, he's good. He's good to go. He's done. Let me just let me group him. Don't need to include. Don't need to include your little. Just clicking little things in the background that got highlighted by accident. Don't need to include you either. Don't need to include you. Make group. Okay, he's a group again. I'm debating. I don't think I need to put a peg right here. I don't think I need to, because this top peg kind of holds it in place anyway. It holds it just fine. I think that's. I think we're good for that. I'm telling myself I think we're good. Okay, so now. So I have an option. This front plate on the inside here is gonna have like a crab claw. The crab claws are folded in. So when the top plate folds out, the crab claws fold out. I'm debating if I wanna do something that will allow me to like add an extra piece to rotate the crab claws, or just have it as a solid sculpted piece. That's the problem. I'm telling myself they're small pieces. I'm trying to only do the articulation for the transformation. Like if I had the skill and or the know-how, I would do like fully, G.I. Joe joints and everything like that for something this small. But I'm just kind of keeping it simplified in like the 1990s, 1980s kind of transforming toys. Once again, like the Ghostbusters and stuff. We shall return to that. Right now, we have other fish to fry. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. So, he holds the box in front of him like this. The box unfurls, and now he has claws and a hand, and a claws and a face that pops up. My thing is, do I want there to be a joint at the bicep where the arms can at least come out a little bit? Do I want that mechanism? Ideally, yes. But once again, I know the limitations of a 3D printer and like what joints can work together. Like, mushroom pegs don't really work well in 3D printing. You try to turn it and it just snap right off, especially in small pieces. So we're gonna first assemble Avengers assemble. We're gonna assemble what we can here. How do I flip? Can I flip this without... See, I'm using the flip tool. Will you flip upward for me? Would that work for me? Let me see. No, it's just going to flip it. No, it's not going to work. Okay. I'm trying to like stand it up, but because it has like weird angles, it's giving me a problem. I have to once again grab a flat surface with this, but nothing's flat here. If I use the flip tool, it just, nope, just does that. Does that. No, it doesn't flip it. It doesn't like rotate it. It just literally flips it. Boom. Red axis. $90. There we go. I was trying to grab that red axis. Okay. Move on. Nope, nope, come on the blue. Stay in the blue. There we go. Actually, really, oh, it's, that's the other thing. There's no collision in this. They just slide right through each other. So this needs to move over on green axis. There we go. So that's where that sits, and you can kind of see now how it all comes together. Do you have a center point, don't you? I did draw a little center point on you. A little blue dot right there. So let me see. Will that come in handy? Can I use that blue dot? Because once again, it snaps. Everything here snaps to an anchor point. Did I put a blue dot in you? One button. Let me hit save because SketchUp is a program you use not on your computer, especially the free version. You use it on you're on a server. You're on the internet. There we go. So sometimes things slow down a little bit. It makes me a bit nervous. Okay, so I'm just going to grab you. Because with this grab tool, I could grab the box that encompasses the entire group or anchor points within it. I'm going to grab that anchor point. Hey, it lined up well. I just gotta move it over. Oh, there's your problem. See now, there's your problem. I'm gonna have to readjust because the box itself is gonna be pushing right into the guy's chest. I have to readjust that. Okay, so we have a problem right here. But this is what we're aiming for. It is. Oh, that's what I hit. I hit that stupid thing that makes everything go like freaking semi-invisible. What did I hit? What tool did I hit? There we go. It's J. No, it's K. K makes you see everything. I don't like that. Adjust the audio a little bit. So, you have a box, right? This is going to be one brown box. It's carrying a cargo box. We're going to duplicate everything we see on this side to the opposite. The only difference would be that this top one won't have a peg. It'll have an indent. This is inside of it. This right here, this piece right here will sit. Ah, Batman, Michael Keaton, come back. This will sit below. It's in the clavicle. this will sit in the clavicle, and that cross beam you see will go right to the shoulders when I sculpt it. But I gotta pull that back a bit. That's no big deal. Just gotta pull that back. So let's do some adjustments. Explode that. We are going to one, two, 1, 2, 1, 2. It goes of like 1, 2. That's, I'm counting millimeters. Okay. Oh, that was too much. Back. Oh, you're still bumpy. That's right. Sadly, this triangular Superman shield, all the way down isn't exactly a millimeter. It's like 1.5 millimeters. So I need to move you 1, 2. There we go. And this is now 1, 2. Alright. So if he's holding the box, and it is that's the triangle. That's what we just adjusted. This little, not triangle, this cross beam. We basically took the entire cross beam and moved it back. And it's gonna sit. We're gonna take his big biceps, his pectoral, sorry. We're gonna cut like a nice big old 90-degree divot and sit it in there. And you can see it fits right across. And printing it out lets me know just how strong that is. Okay, save. Keep saving, keep saving. Like when this prints and it all comes together, it's such a good feeling. And then then of course it's gonna get messy. So it looks beautiful now, then it's gonna get messy when I sculpt it. Then it's gonna look pretty when it's cleaned. Then I have to mold it. But I gotta mold it very carefully because there's so many small pieces. It's hard to like really mold it. Everyone's like, you should get a 3D scanner. I want to get a 3D scanner, but it's despite, I mean, every other month, every other week, I see advertisements on Instagram for 3D scanners because Instagram reads your mind. But in terms of scanning small details, there's not many scanners that like really reach that point where they get it. You know, they don't know, they're not good yet. So, theoretically, this right here is where the bicep is, because his arms are holding this box, right? Yeah. Yeah, that little cross beam we just have right here, that's his bicep. Now, ideally, biceps turn on a mushroom peg, but mushroom pegs are hard to do in 3D printing. So it's a lot of friction that can cause the neck of the mushroom peg to like snap right off. At least I've tried on a small scale. Like ball joints. Ball joints don't work well in 3D printing. And injection molding is different. but, and I'm basing it on this figurine. Let me see if I get it in a shot. That's where it's going to be. If I do a door hinge, like straight up just do a door hinge, and then sculpt over the door hinge the entire bicep. The bicep is a door hinge, and that might work. And that's just if I could get a little bit of outward movement. I don't really need it, but I want it. I want it. I want it so bad. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to first do a connecting line from there to there. No, E for erase. That way, it's one singular plane. Pull it out. 1, 2, 4. All of these hinges are basically, I do a circle that's 4 millimeters, do a circle in the center that's 2 millimeters, and poke that circle right through, because a lot of the pins, a lot of the little nails I use, these little tiny nails are just about 2 millimeters. Because I could buy an entire pack of them. Entire pack of standard size like nails and just make all these figurines. No. So I just opened up something I didn't want. Like I said, this is what I feel like. Yeah, it's like half a millimeter. If I do 0.5. No, it's not half. Is it like... That's one. Not sure what that. Not sure where it sits on the face. I'm trying to figure out. Trying to figure out exactly the distance between this little gap here. That's the only issue I'm facing right now. Okay, it's not like perfectly mathematically lined up. Pain in the butt. Yeah, I'm at the impasse. So I'm like, do I need to have the arms slide out? Is it worth it? Will I even get much friction when it slides? Like, how far will it slide out? Like, how far will the arms rotate? Same thing when it comes to the claw. Like, right here, do I want to put something that will allow the claw to, like, rotate? I still got to sculpt over that. Make sure that rotation works. Ah, the annoyance of it all. In other news, my fantasy book 3D printing is going very well. We're gonna have right now about 4 blue books 2 to 3 red books, another 4 brown books eventually, maybe a few black ones. So that's gonna be a new product on the line soon. Those are, for those of you who don't know, I'm 3D printing these books I've designed. When you open them up, they're both a dice tray, and they're both a dice holder, a dice tray, and a dice tower, in a really cool, like, 3D printed kind of magical tome. One other question is, if I do a joint right here, circular, will it interfere with this coming down? That's the problem. Let's see. Let's do some stuff. I'll pull you out by 1. Make sure I do it on both sides so I don't like lose my mind. Constantly like making sure I do both sides at the same time. What are you attached to? I got way too many things here. Get ready. Sometimes you do so many measurement lines you don't know what you're looking at. That's 2, right? Come on. I'm pressing to change a tool and it won't let me change a tool. Circle a tool. Thank you. That doesn't look good. Oh no, it does line up. Ah, it lines up, thank God. Yeah, sorry. Just like, look at that. Whew. No. Yeah, somebody's could be the website slowing down. Like I'm trying to like change tools with the key commands, and it's just not letting me. Oh, hello, hello Zero. Yeah. So all of these parts. Let me zoom out a bit. Let me get back to. So you can see all the holes I've made. All of these, basically, I just take a small, just a nail, just a peg. I just buy a big old box of these from the hardware store. So this mechanism in the center with this this cross beam, this cross beam you see, it's just this. It is a double hinge that closes on itself, and there's the crossbeam. So if I hold it like this, that's what you're looking at. What I printed here does not include the extension with the weird Superman shield at the end of it. It is just this square, or this rectangular patch right here. That is that. Just to give you a size idea. Yeah, Memento. Is a black version of the book. Like I said, I'm 3D printing some blues, some browns, and some reds, but the red filament went weird, so I didn't get as many as I want. There's the book, has a white 3D printed wall, bronze and or goldish. I think it says bronze. It looks gold to me. Some details in the front. Opens up. Just a friction peg. Can't really see it, but it's a little friction peg to hold it. Then inside, you rotate it sideways, and there's your dice tower. So I made this I printed like 3 of these at the very last minute at Retro Gaming Con in Long Island, the Long Island Retro Gaming Con. I missed their tabletop convention, which I hope would have sold well. But I made 3 of them. They sold. They sold pretty well, so I figured just make a whole bunch more. Put on my Etsy page. There's your dice tray. There's a little slot to hold your extra dice when it's closed. And that's it. Put it on the shelf. These I printed a space so I put my logo in it. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy like with the design of this. And this is the same thing, just held with some well placed pins. So it's printed and then I assemble it by hand. So I'm like really happy with the way those are coming out. And man, this 3D printer was like $150. I bought the Ender 3, the original like Ender 3 for like $150. Paid an extra $30 for like a piece that like auto levels it, or not auto levels it. You have to still set the leveling, but then once you turn it on, it double checks it to make sure everything's up to code, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's been going nonstop. So I need to definitely reinforce what I'm doing here on this. So yeah, we're gonna reinforce this. We're gonna drop this cross beam down a pinch that way. Come on, use the erase tool. Yeah, website's acting funny. You can no longer just have the program. You have to freaking rent all the programs now. Okay, so make that 3. Yeah, so now it's a bit, definitely a lot more sturdy. So if you push an object enough, you can either pull it out like that. This is why I like SketchUp. It's like really intuitive. You make a shape. So in this case, let's say you had a circle, and then a second circle on the inside. Forget about the extension. Right now, just imagine the donut hole. You grab the P tool, and you can pull it up. Now you have a donut with a tower. Now you have an indent, and if you go all the way, you can come out the other side, or bring it to exactly the same length. It's gonna be 3 millimeters. And when you bring it if you push it to the exact same depth of the shape itself, it just erases it, and then you get a see-through hole. And just to make sure I don't forget what I'm doing, I'm going to repeat the process over here. So where's my center? That's 2 millimeters right there. There's my center. And boom. Yeah. I think we're good. I think I'm just gonna right now add, yeah. Just gonna have to find a way to add an extension right on top of this. To then connect it to this guy. But because the spacing is a little weird, that's what's kind of worrying me. The spacing right here. So I'm gonna do is, that's not right, sorry. I'm gonna make an anchor point, that way I can see exactly. Here too. There's my anchor point. So I'm gonna do is make this a group. Separately, make the attaching part of this hinge, and then ungroup or explode the wall so the hinge and the wall match. That's just pop together. That's the idea. So save that. Okay, so everything's still separate. This is its own group, and this wall is its own group. So I'm gonna make, like I said, the connecting hinges, I'm gonna make them. Then I'm gonna explode the wall and then connect the hinges to it. Nope, that didn't work. Gotta do that rectangle. Come on. There you go. Line up for me. 4 by 4. There we go. Back that up. That's not what I wanted to click. Click you. So just you. Yeah, just you, baby. Just you, baby. Oh, I didn't do a second circle, that's why. And now, delete. 1, 2. There we go. Grab this. Control C, Control V. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, come on. When you're trying to move it, it like jumps to anchor points. Which is like either it's over there or it's like right in your face. That should be. Nope. That just went weird. Let me grab you again. Nope, just you, baby, just you. Not you. I want want you. That seems like a good endpoint. Okay, I'm trying to grab what I believe is the correct endpoint. Because once again, it snaps to all the endpoints of this circle. I'm going to grab it here and bring it down. Bring it down. Doesn't want to. There you go. Blue axis. Blue axis. Yes, 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 yes. It's perfect. And I'm trying to line it up with this little spot right there. Almost. Stop traveling on. It's traveling back and forth to me. I'm trying to drag it up and down. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Save. I'm sure it's a way to do it. I'm sure, like, as I'm moving it, I just have to hit a certain key and it snaps to that access. I don't know. I'm like brute forcing my education on this. Let's do a line on the red axis. Put it right about there. Why not? Put it right about there. Green axis, nice. So those are connected. Oh, are you actually like right against? Yeah, it is right against it. Yeah. That should work. Okay, I'm gonna just grab this. Grab you. Let me see how far are you on this? Like how much are you actually attached? That's 4. That's 3. Yeah, just under 3. Ooh, something's not right. Nope. Back. Okay, I want to grab this corner, bring it to the wall. Grab that corner, bring it to here. There we go. I'm just doing a little extension. That way it's like on it. It looks like it's on it. It looks like it's like actually like part of that wall. I hope it is. If I remove this. Yeah, you see that flickering? That means that flickering between white and blue, that means they're actually right up against each other. And so I'm going to make this a group. I'm just hoping that after all of that, that it won't interfere with this. That's my kind of worry, though. I'm gonna grab all this. We grab that. Okay, I grabbed both of these. Okay, good. And I'm gonna, we're gonna do some rotation. We're gonna check. First, save again. Keep saving. Keep saving. Now, don't be a jerk and just, come on, red axis, where are you? Trying to find a rotational point. That's not. Why you gotta be a jerk? Why you gotta be a jerk? Just hook on. No, it's red there. I want it red here. Look at how that rotated. If we can just flip it completely. Fine, I'm gonna see if I can just rotate you. Oh, your works just fine. What was it, like 45? Okay, so it was like that. And I want to say it was 45 after that, like 45 degrees. I should have double checked it. Okay. Yeah, I could tell. That's our problem. That's our problem. Yep. It's actually lined up right. Why are you off? Are you off? I can see it lined up. But you might be a problem. But I could cut it in. I could just like bring it in. Yeah, bring it in by half. And it'll, yeah. Gonna explode. No, no, get away, get away. First, no, wait, do it from the top. Let's grab this. There's a rectangle tool. Why won't you move for me? There you go. I feel that will still have enough, like enough of a grip. Like it has this anchor point here. I think it'll still like hold on to the wall. I just don't want it to snap off. Let's smooth it out a bit. Nope, that's not good enough. Nope, nope, nope. I'm using an arching tool. Boy. 0.5. Nope, won't do it. Alright, never mind. There we go. Yep, that should do it. It looks. Are you clear? No, it's still in by like a pinch. No, it's not gonna work. Something's off. That's 1 millimeter. So I'm going to do 0.5. Right, so that's what? 2 by 0.5. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're clear of the wall. So this whole thing can now fold over it. Yeah, we're clear of the wall. But I still want. Alright, let me pull this down a pinch more. To about the halfway mark. Yeah, that looks right. Don't know how I'm gonna lay it out to 3D print. It's such a pain in the butt. My 3D printer, I don't have the There's two ways to make supports. The standard 3D printer is kind of like makes a support straight up, like a tower. But I've seen people who have the tree supports, which are more like spread out. I don't know how to. I gotta find a way how to install that. You know what? We're gonna get rid of this. I don't need it. But that... Okay, check. Check. We're going to explode that. I'm going to now rotate. Get up in here. We're going to... So what I just did was look on the inside. Now, yep, they're all connected. Get up all up in there. We are good. Now let me close this up again. What is this? It's supposed to be chill music. What the heck is this music that's playing? Lower that a pinch more. Not you, not you. I only want certain things involved in this. Alright. Make group. Nope, go back. Something else got highlighted that I didn't want highlighted. Let me see, what is being highlighted? I don't want you to be highlighted. That's the issue. Once you have so many guidelines, it's like, oh, what's somebody's being clicked? What's being clicked? There we go. Yeah, and this is it. I could basically just copy this and flip it. Copy this. Copy this. I just have to copy everything and flip it. Adjust the flip of this wall to have a peg slot. Leave space for sculpting. The whole bottom is open for sculpting. So a little bit of this creature is gonna hang out the bottom. Yeah, as long as you say red. Alright, last but not least, I have two options. I can either take this wall right here and sink it in like I did for the ceiling and the side wall to give me space to sculpt, or I could try and add one more piece that will allow me to rotate the claws back a little bit like this, which would be kind of cool. Doobie doobie doo. I have an idea of how to do it. I'm just thinking right now. Ooh, cancel. What did I just hit? Sorry, I'm overthinking stuff. There's two ways for me to do this. I'm just thinking of one that doesn't add more detail to the front. Because it's supposed to be a box. Like an actual like cargo box. So he's really going to have like a hole, like two holes in the box. I'm thinking of a way that doesn't like require me to poke more holes in it. Let me see. One requires a peg to be glued in, one requires a peg to be slotted in. First things first. Can't do unless you explode it. So we're gonna explode it first. Let's get some measurements in here. Let me see. Also, I have to remember I'm making room for the sculpture. 16, half of 16 is 18. No, 18. 8. So that's our midpoint right there. There we go. Let's think. 1, 2. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So what I'm thinking of, it's gonna be a peg with a donut around it, and then a sliding piece to lock it in place. Oh wow, really? I mean, F-Zero is always, but okay. So is it F-Zero like? Because I think F-Zero, I think the original F-Zero, all the sprites, but I know there's been several versions and remakes and whatever. So like, where's it stand on a style level? Is it trying to be F-Zero 3D, or is it like trying to? Is it still like? Does it still feel like design wise? How do I put this? You know how the new Sonic the Hedgehog games are 3D, but they're being done 3D Sonic the Hedgehog Mania games. They're 3D, but they're doing side scrolling. It's kind of like that, where it's like it's all the new graphics, but it still feels like an old F-Zero. That's crazy. It sounds like it would crash the system. Sounds like fun. Let me redo this. I'm gonna put it there. Move it over a pinch. If I do that, okay. Let's see how it works. I'm kind of floundering at the moment. kind of seems right. Let me delete that. Take a look how it looks. Yep. It is straight through. Okay. Just make sure it's all like. So you have these weird, I guess you call them like weird artifacts, where once again, if a thing touches another thing, you have this invisible, you have this wall inside of it. That's why you see me deleting walls, going inside, deleting another wall, and replacing the first wall. It just, it causes, it can cause issues in the 3D printing process. Okay, so here's the idea. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How tall are you? Why you look taller than you should be? You're 3. Why are you 3? You shouldn't be 3. Should be 2. And that means this is now 3.5. Yeah. So this should be pulled back. 1. There, okay. Still seems like more work than I should be doing. Oh, sorry, I just saw a bunch of information fly in. It's chaos. Alright, good for you, man. Came in first. Dude, it's 99 characters. It's okay if you don't win, man. It's 99 people playing it. Like, there's literally a song about 99 problems. It's okay. You know what? We gotta play when we're all together, or play with us on a Discord that we can all chat. That way we don't get too like into it. It's like playing PUBG, you know. I get angry when I don't make it to number 1. Sure. I get more angry when I lose to like some guy wearing a ghillie suit he paid money for to like pay to win. This is freaking F-Zero. Freaking race your heart out, dude. It's okay. I just realized the problem with this idea. So I'm gonna slide a disc around it, and then slide a cross disc in between, and the disc will be what turns. But then I have all this mass on top of the freaking disc anyway. I'm thinking backwards. I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking backwards, and I'm overthinking everything. I'm a fool, and I know what I must do. I'm a fool, and I know what I must do. Let me back it up. Bam. There's the center. Is that 2 across or is that 2 and 2? Always forget. Okay. You know what? Before I continue on this, I am going to do a divot. I'm going to do a divot in this wall. That way, everything. That way, once again, leave me room to sculpt. How much should I divot? How should I do it? That's the question. Okay, so 2 out that way. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Two out that way. Two. Okay. Oh, I can't because of that hole. The hole! Let's do 1. Let's just drop it by 1. No, the hole. Oh, no, the hole's like right there. Shoot. That's a pain in the butt. Because of that peg, I can't really drop it too far. Yeah, I gave the peg 3 inches. 3 inches. I gave the peg 3 millimeters in. The peg itself is 2. I gave the peg hole 3. I could drop it by half, which is fine. Just makes a thin wall. I'm going to be sculpting over there anyway, so there's the 0.5. There's 0.5. Okay, okay. Just every little bit I do to like give me space to like work. Speaking of which, Just checking something at the moment. Yeah. Let's try this again. How big is this freaking box square? Are you 6 by 2? Let's make you 4 by 2, please. Right, is that right? 4 by 2. Gonna drop you in 2.5 in. Okay, we're gonna make a whole new piece over here. Cause that's yeah, right? Sorry, just thinking to myself. Okay. So watch as I work. I just need to guess. Come on, give me something tangible here, like that. Okay, so we're gonna make this 4 across. Go make this 1, 2, 3. And you'll see why. There's the center. How tall are you again? Did I say 3 or 4? That's 4. Back that up. Come on, measuring stick. Don't be a jerk. 5 across. That means 2.5 is the center. I'm going to do a rectangle. just gets punched right through. Boom. So what I'm doing is this disc is what's going to be sliding around. And now I'm just, so if that all works right, I'm going to make a peg that'll fit in there and plug into the wall. So let's check the measurements again. That's 5 across. Good. That can't be right. It can't be 5 across. You are 5. Oh, I was on a higher line. I was on a higher line. So that circle I just did was actually closer to me, which is why it looks so big. Uh, 2.25? 2.25 plus 2.25 would be 450. So 2.25. Okay, so that's 2. Let's make this 4.5. And what I like to do is I always do this. I always bring it in by about 20%. Pinch it. That way it plugs in well. And that should do it. That's going to go through there and through there. Yeah. Save. Make this a group. Make group. Let me grab this and then not. Nope, wrong one. Not you. Not you. Just want to grab. I just want to make sure I solidify this wall. Make group. Back. Something else is highlighted. There we go. And now I can do this as well. Okay. rectangle. 2 by 2. That way I can just. Come on, come on, come on. Give me that 2 by 2. 2 by 2. I'm not too sure how I want to sculpt the claws. I just want to give little anchor points on the side of the circle. That way I could, start sculpting on top of them. Not sure how I want. Not sure how I want them to look in the end. Three. Yeah, let's do 3 on each one. 1, 2. Nope, not 7, just 3. All right. I think we got that. Make group, yeah. And that's how we got that. This whole thing is gonna be sculpted over anyway. So this plugs into there, which then anchors into there. It just gives enough. No, it won't because it's square. Shoot. Ah, poot. Ah, spoot. I'm an idiot. I forgot something. I'm an idiot. It would plug into it, but it won't rotate. I gotta readjust. Ah, it's okay. We can fix it. Circles, Dante. You need circles to rotate. Don't worry, we got this. Because once again, this to this is 2. That's 3. So okay, that's 2. Right? So this to this, that needs to be 2. Get down by 1. Bring it down by 1. That's two. We got the pegs right, but we didn't get the shape of the pegs right. Okay, 1.5 circle. That's 1.5 to a circle. Something's not right. Oh, that's what it is. We want the circle. We're losing everything else for some reason. We're having an issue where, like, I draw one side, it deletes the other, or it fills in the other. Like, it's going back and forth on itself. Like, do you want this or do you not want this, Dante? That's the problem it's giving me. Plus we have these little artifacts of... Nope, wrong button. And now I'm inside the model. Shoot. Okay. Okay. See, I push this side, it fills this side. I want to get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Whew. Let me highlight this again and make it a group. Sorry, that was a cluster fudge. That was definitely a cluster fudge. Oh, that's right. It's not 2.5. It's 2.25. There we go. I'm making an anchor point that way I could grab this damn thing and just move it into place so that you and I can all see what the hell's going on. Come on. Gotta pull it up to get it. Okay, first things first. Where is that beautiful blue axis? Come on, blue axis. There it is. Had to just take my time and find it. Now, I want to snap it to that. Doesn't want to snap. Wants to be a jerk. Well, it should work. It should all be. Let's go check one last. Oh, get over here. Let's go check one last measurement. So that's 2.5. We did 2.5 on that. Come on, get out the model. Get out the model. Jeez. And this peg is 2. So I'm gonna pull it by 0.5. And I'm gonna do a slight shrink. Just a little bit. Nope. Come on, come on, come on. Keep it at 80. There you go. There we go. 80% shrinkage. That way. It should fit. Yeah. Okay. And that's it. Oh my god. That's pretty much it right there. well, all that's left is to like um, duplicate a few of these. Basically, what's left is to duplicate the walls, flip them, do the edit for this one peg right here. And then once I have all the pieces, just lay them out in a way where the 3D printer could like handle them nicely. The only piece that's really gonna have a lot of support issues is the mouth, the Superman symbol nose. It's gonna have a lot of like issues trying to make supports in between that. But everything else should be okay. Yeah, this. Oh, it's gonna look so good. If everything is lined up nicely right now, everything is lined up. It seems it should work just fine. Make a group. Why are you like that? Why are you like this? Explode. Make group again. There we go. Yeah. And then from there, it's just gonna take this cheap plastic figurine, carve it down to insert the pieces directly where I want them, and then sand away all the extra and sculpt over it. Fun fact, when they made Star Wars figurines, the original Star Wars figurines, like the very, very original, like, 5-point articulation, they just went to a store, bought figurines from, like, another toy, like a Playmobil or something, and then, like, did really rough sculpts over it, just to rush out a prototype. And that's how they did it. And then after that, will be a whole other journey about me, after that will be a whole other journey of me, molding and casting to make duplicates. But the main function pieces are done. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Ooh, lordy, I think I'm done. It's 12 o'clock. I started at... What time did I start? What time? Well, how long have I been streaming for? Where are my stats at? It was like 9 o'clock when I started. I don't know. Yeah, if you're interested in toy making, or just like the history of like certain toys, check out that Netflix show. I think it was Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. They have an episode on He-Man, an episode on Star Wars. I want to say they did one for Ninja Turtles. I'm sure they did one for Barbie as well. It's really interesting, like really interesting show. Just to see like how they pulled all that stuff together. What I want to do while I'm here. I kind of want to fix this. I don't like this being there. Oh no. That should be there. It's this one. How do I correct this? I realize I have right here an overlap that I don't like. It could literally just be sanded out. Like once it's printed, I'll just sand it out. Yeah. Yeah. Once it's printed, I'll just sand that out. It's like it's an overlap that shouldn't be there, but it's fun. All right, yeah, I'm gonna call it because my sleep pattern's been horrible lately. Stream Labs music. Put you on pause. Pause, please. Thank you. My goodness, not really an interesting stream, I know, but it's just I've been wanting to work on this particular project. I want to get it done while I'm because while the 3D printer is running, I hear it running in the background. So I'm like, okay, it's doing art, it's doing its thing, but it's making me know that I'm not doing art. It's this weird thing. It's like going to work and seeing everyone else work, and you're like, should I be working on something right now? So with the 3D printer running, while that runs, I do some painting. But while that has to dry, I come over here and do sculpting, and it's just kind of overlapping. So I've been trying to refocus on stuff. So like I don't know what the future of this particular project is. I don't know if I'm gonna pitch it to a toy company or if I'm just doing it for fun. It's both, kind of both actually. I'm doing it for fun, but it's also a lot of practice for me. So when a 3D printing is doing its thing on one product, while I'm waiting for something covered in latex to dry in the next room over, I might as well work on this. Like these are personal projects, and yeah, I said, why not do a stream? I haven't done a stream, and I want to update people on the fact that I'm still alive, even though I'm being kind of quiet during this October right now. Maybe I'll take a day and do a bunch of like simple monster drawings based on the Inktober and just kind of catch up like that. I don't know yet. I don't know. But Red and Zero, thank you for both jumping in. Thank you for just donating to the chat. Thank you for adding some commentary in the background. And that's it for tonight. Once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.